this is my project. I will be talking about some key topics: gender inequality, racial inequality, and social structure. This is what I observed from the ads that I've picked out. I picked out things that caught my eye and that became natural for me to talk about. So, let's talk about the women. The women's side of my poster is very bright. There's smiling. There's dancing. It's it's so much different than the men's side, right? But we also face a lot of vulnerability on this side. As happy as we may look on this side, we face a lot of different issues. So, for instance, this woman on the bottom over there, she is in a bra and panties, and the words say, "Show 'em what's underneath." Show them what's underneath. Those words in such a strong visual is very disturbing, and it goes against what we were taught as a younger child, right? Where our parents taught us to cover our private parts and to be discreet when we are changing and whatnot. But here in this image, it goes against it. Here, she's taking pictures of her undergarments to show that, quote unquote, those are the best ones, or why you should have those, right? And then another one, extreme vulnerability, is this lady right here, who is clearly a person of color, who is clearly naked, right? This ad was for soap, and you could tell that she was completely naked. There was not one piece of clothing on her. Although, yeah, her private parts were covered, or else that'd be considered something else. But I just don't get why you have to be extremely naked to sell this product. Soap, you use soap in the shower and you're naked in the shower. That doesn't mean you should be naked in front of a camera to sell such a product. And then I came across a lipstick, which was a series of nude lipsticks, and I took that saying and put it on this woman's ad, because it just shows how much women are sexualized even through a lipstick, right? So it's like, here's a nude lipstick, right, that discover a new take on nudes, but really what it was saying, discover a new take on nudes, and she's nude. It's an underlining message of nudity. And then going on the opposite side of the spectrum of vulnerability comes strength and boldness, right? She's a person of color too, who is portraying herself in a different light. She wants to be looked at as a strong, independent woman and a role model in a sense. She's wearing a blazer, which is very masculine. She seems to be preaching, and as we know, Black people are discriminated strongly against, and especially a woman who is Black. That's a double whammy right there. And then this picture right here, she is also a woman of color, and that ad is for dry skin, And I find it ironic because uh, dry skin is usually visible more on people of color because we're darker. And I know growing up, my mom and my dad have always put lotion into our hygiene routine. And the fact that she is almost flaunting her dry skin is uh, quite interesting to me because the ad is essentially supposed to help other women with the same issues. Not even women, but men as well, whoever has dry skin. And she's almost flaunting it because she gets this shoot, right? She gets this job, she gets this gig, which makes her money, which pays her rent. And I'm sure that's a reason why she is happy about it, not because Dove has created a lotion to help it. I'm sure she has a dermatologist that can provide her with stronger medicine and whatnot if it's a serious condition, right? And then another thing is how women face inequality within the same gender. So obviously we're all in competition, right? That's what society puts on us. That's what society has made the human race out to be, is competitive, not only with education and politics, but with beauty. And I think it's disturbing because everybody's beautiful in their own ways and everybody goes through different stages at different times in their lives. So this elder woman right here, she is clearly old. She has wrinkles. There's no getting past that. That's what's part of life, right? But she's advertising Age Perfect serum. And then we have more Age Perfect serum right here. And it's just women are in competition with other women. You know, the older you get, the more you think that you look ugly or that you want to stay younger so you can keep the person you love, and that you don't get replaced in a job because you're older, right? That the newer generation's gonna come in and they're gonna be perkier, they're gonna be more pretty, and etc. So these products are produced to prevent such feelings, right? You want to feel confident about yourself, and that's what these ads essentially want to promote. And then women also face motherhood. So you're supposed to look pretty, you're supposed to obtain these other characteristics as a woman and then still be a mother and a wife. That this woman right here is so happy to smell her clean, gain smelling garbage bags. And I find that ironic how somebody could be so happy over garbage bags. And I know growing up, you gain more responsibilities and little things that can help you around your house makes your life so much more easier. And then this one is Hey Mom, and it gets the mom's attention by these two young girls get their mom's attention by painting on their house. And there's no kids on the men's side, right? So it's the mom's job to go shopping, to look after the children, to run the house, to cook, and to clean. And I just find that an extreme difference between gender inequality and how women are portrayed. And yeah. And then going to the men's side, it's very dark, bold. Items are bulkier because they're supposed to be stronger. And there's sports, there's cigarettes, there's alcohol, there's cars, right? So men also face inequality within the same gender, right? There's this male right here who is clearly on the heavier set, is in the expected visual of a model, right? And these men right here, which is for cologne and for underwear, they're extremely sexualized and well fit. So if you don't look like such, then perhaps you have a problem, because this ad right here advertises a pharmacy. So it's like, if you don't look like this, you must have a health problem, or you must have something wrong with you where you need some medical help, right? And then we have sports. This is the typical male ad, right? You have beer and you have football. That is what men are notoriously known for. And then you have cigarettes. Men are supposed to be more badass, excuse my words, but they're supposed to be tough and rugged, right? Just like this one, this is a firefighter who advertises protein powder, because protein powder is essentially advertised for muscles, and men are known for muscles. The stronger you are, the more chance you are to be good looking. Then you have sports, and you have working out, you have watches, football, you have alcohol, which I observed was that alcohol was when there was an ad with alcohol, there were people of color in that ad. So it would be a black man drinking cognac or whiskey, and those are dark liquors, and so that's what essentially what they're known for, quote unquote. It's very racist, and yes, and then men are drinking alcohol, and then women aren't, right? And then also, there's this ad, which is a Geico car insurance ad, and says more coverage to love. And there's this man kissing his car, and it just kind of proves how men think. They love their objects. They love their cars. They love their bikes, etc. And it just kind of projects how they feel towards women. They essentially objectify, which is how this woman right here is viewed. Men, they potentially might think, why should I take 5 steps to get what I want when I can take 1 step and get the same thing that I want? So they're not gonna try harder if they already have something that is in hand's reach. And then you don't see any children on this side. You don't see a man smiling for garbage bags. And then I also want to talk about how not only human beings can be genderedized, so can animals, dogs and cats. Essentially, a cat would be on this side, and a dog would be on this side. And if you look at the characteristics, cats stay inside majority of the time, and dogs go out and do adventurous things. Um, Women are supposed to stay inside and take care of the house, and men are supposed to go outside and take care of the cars, or they're supposed to do adventurous things, right? Dogs are essentially a man's best friend, and growing up, you hear women, lonely women to be more specific, ends up with 1,000 cats. So it just shows that not only are human beings looked in a certain light, but so are animals. And I think it's society has such a strong image of what is supposed to be. And then going over statistics that are within my own observation, males of color, they males of color in advertisements are shown 17.1%, and then females of color are shown 31.4%, and then just people of color in general. Within my 70 magazine articles that I've gotten, it came out to be 22.9% that I observed that the amount of colored people are observed. And then for older women, there wasn't much going on, whether they were only advertising age perfect serums and such, and then there weren't much older men. It's just men in their prime time, right? And men don't really advertise hygiene products. And I just find it very interesting how this project made me look at things in a different light. It's very enlightening to look at. That is just how society really portrays how we're supposed to be, right? For the most part, I would like to touch on that it kind of is like an American dream type of thing. The dog's perfect man and the man's perfect dog, and then the woman's perfect kitchen and things like that. They're supposed to look good for the men so they can get into a relationship. It's just a vicious cycle. It's very interesting to observe. So thank you for watching.